Hi there, everybody. It is Dr. Steve here with Kinesi, and this is your Start Your Healing Now, what to do and where to start. Today we're going to talk about headaches. Now, headaches, there's several different kinds of headaches, and very often there can be a mix going on where you have more than one headache type, but there are some common themes. So first we have migraine headaches, and those very often they come with an aura. There's a light and a sound sensitivity to it. Sometimes there's a chemical issue, a chemical imbalance that's related to that. That's one kind that's kind of an extreme headache. There's tension headaches where there's just stress and tension that's pulling on all the muscles. And there's also cervicogenic headaches where they're coming from the neck. And a lot of those overlap. You can be having a little bit of each of the different types of headaches all adding together and making your head just miserable. So all of those can be adding, but what we're going to do is work on some of the common themes that we see with all those different headache types. So one of them is that the muscles tighten up. Just everything gets really tight as the body is trying to protect itself. One of the things that happens with that too is that the whole thoracic spine, the upper back, gets locked down. When the head is hurting, everything just gets kind of stiff like a robot. And then we also get a lack of blood flow as the muscles are tight and the spine is stiff. There's just not a whole lot of movement and blood flow, which brings nutrients and oxygen, and it helps flush out metabolic waste. And so getting that fluid exchange is important. So we're going to work on those themes, which is good for any and all of these different types of headaches. But the first one is we're going to get a little bit of neck motion going, because getting the neck moving, lubricating the joints and getting the muscles to soften is really key. So we're going to do some chin tuck exercises, and we're going to use a little hand towel here. So this is just a regular hand towel. We're going to roll this up part way, and then this is going to go underneath the neck. So I'm going to lay down here. This is going to go under the neck to fill in the space where the curve of the neck is, and it gives the body a little bit of feedback as to what you're feeling and where you're pressing. The motion for the chin tuck is a little nod from the top of the head, but there's two main rules for this one. The first rule is we're not lifting the head up, so you want to make sure the back of the head stays connected to the surface the whole time. And as you're doing the motion, you can kind of think that the back of the head is just sliding along the surface, and you're making a long neck position. So that's the first rule. The second rule is that we want these superficial neck muscles to stay as relaxed as we can. Very often, they like to take over and kick in and pick up for the deep neck muscles not doing their fair share of the work. So to feel that, you can have a hand on your neck here. If you lift your head up off of the pillow, you can start to feel everything tighten up. That's what we want to keep relaxed as you're doing this chin tuck motion. So it's a little nod from the top of the head. You only have to kind of have your hand there to get a sense of the muscles working, and trying to keep these surface muscles soft and relaxed as you're doing this little motion. It's not a big motion, it's small, it's subtle, but you're talking to the little muscles behind the throat on the front layer of the spine, and so those are little posture guys. So doing chin tucks and doing 20 to 30 of those, and then we're going to add an element to it where then you're going to do a chin tuck and hold, and then we're going to rock the knees side to side. And so what's happening here is you're doing the chin tuck, you're stabilizing the head and neck into a safe, stable position, keeping everything kind of focused forward, holding on to that chin tuck, and then the rest of the body is starting to rotate. As you're rocking the knees back and forth, we're getting the spine from below to twist back and forth, while the head and neck are being held stable. So that's going to be one where you do a chin tuck, you hold, you rock your knees about 5 times, and then you can relax out of it, reset yourself, do another chin tuck, hold, rock the knees another 5 times or so. And then you can do that 3, 4, 5 rounds of it, just depending on how everything is feeling. One more layer that we're going to do is then the backstroke. Everything else is kind of the same. We're going to do the chin tuck and hold, and then one arm at a time, I'm going to have you do the backstroke where you're lifting up overhead and you're trying to kind of touch your hand down to the surface. Obviously, I'm on these boxes, and so I'm not getting to the ground here, but that's where you do the chin tuck, you hold, and you do the arms going back and forth in the backstroke motion. So that's going to be a starting point. That's the first things to do when you're working on headaches that are bothering you, to get some blood flow into the parts, to start to get some things moving. And then we will build on that for part 2 and part 3. So be sure to tune in for those. But if you or anybody that you know are struggling with some headaches, let's figure them out and see what we can do to help. So send them in to Kinesi, and we are here for you. And until next time, keep moving, everybody. Bye-bye.